Hello and welcome to the Fat Jack Sports Hour. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, the Fat Jack. The weekend is here. It's conference championship weekend. It is Selection Sunday weekend. The World Cup is around the corner. Baseball start. My gosh, we sprung forward. I mean, could you be any happier right now? It's really, really difficult unless you've got some marital problems, which I do not. So let me quickly bring in my co-host from Louisville, Kentucky. Let's start making some money. Let's get people ready for the spring. Let's give a deal away for the fall that people cannot pass up if they want to make money all year long, and much, much more. Thank you for spending an hour of your weekend with us. Mr. Brandon Rush from Louisville, Kentucky. How are you?
I am doing okay. Speaking of the fall, NFL free agency, we are knee-deep in it, and we are seeing some player movement. We are seeing franchise quarterbacks just get tossed to the side, and that will, this week really kind of starts shaping what the NFL looks like this fall, leading up to the draft, obviously, coming up in a few weeks. So it is a very important time not only to be kind of brushing up on everything that's going on, but also starting to build that bankroll for the fall if you're planning on playing the season.
Yeah, a lot of this just depends on what your perspective is, because I get on the out. It's like going to a club, walking in, seeing everybody, don't you, and then immediately walking out and standing on the street corner and waiting on an Uber or getting a Hot Pocket or something. I don't want to be a part of the free agency because it's not going to make me any money right now.
Sure.
I want the dust to all settle, figure out where they are. But to your point, Brandon, it has been an interesting start to it. It's like the country as a whole is up here, and we're spending billions of dollars to fight in Iran and in Venezuela and all these things. And then the NFL is paying cornerbacks record amounts of money, hundreds of millions of dollars. And then NIL in college is paying players millions and millions of dollars. It's like everybody has just thrown out the window what a dollar is or isn't. We've all just decided, you know what?
We've changed the valuation of what an actual dollar means.
Having it doesn't matter. It's coming back around. We'll make it up later. It seems like the whole, at least football world from the top on down, has decided to do that because you let in with these franchise quarterbacks. We're paying them hundreds of millions or lots of these rookie contracts with huge guarantees up front. And then after that, they're not going to work.
Kick the can down the road. And then, Kirk Cousins signed a massive extension that's guaranteed, and he's going to get paid to not play quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. It's wild.
Really difficult climate for sure with everybody in college and in the NFL football. But that's why we're here, and that's why I'm here, because go to fatjacksports.com. You don't have to worry about any of this. I take care of all of it. But during these kind of big moves that, the ESPN comes across your phone, all those things, I rarely read them. I'll read them a little bit, but I don't want to make too much of them. I want to see where things settle, see where things go, wait till after the draft, and then dial in full time.
Because, we've got other things going on. Like you said, we got baseball, we've got the soccer's going on, we got MMA, and then, of course, March Madness right around the corner. That is definitely at the forefront. We walked into the club, took a look around, realized not time for all this mayhem.
No, let's let everybody get lathered up a little bit more.
Pop back into the Uber, and we'll focus on some basketball.
Yeah, focus on hoops and other things. So fatjacksports.com, if you want to make money, starting today all the way through the next year's Super Bowl, which is the package. I want to give out the best deal you're going to get right now, no matter what. So if I want to simplify things for you. So if you're out there and you're like, you know what, I definitely am playing football. I love football. I'm going to be doing that for sure. Let me give you an incentive to do that now. All right, but you're like, I don't play basketball. Well, let me help you with that. Fatjacksports.com. Go sign up right now for the football season through the Super Bowl. You're getting the best rate of the entire year. Up until I decide to take it away, we're going to get baseball for free. So right now you're going to get baseball for free. You're getting football all the way through the Super Bowl. You're getting the horse racing, Triple Crown and Breeders' Cup, all of those things for free.
Any golf stuff that we throw out between now and then?
Anything for free. In that, you may get a few soccer plays here and there for free that I won't charge you. Last Saturday, I gave away Elite basketball for free. We haven't talked about the Elite package much because I really don't have that many spots left for the fall. But I've got, I think, 9 or 10 right now left, and that is basically lower-rated plays within all of the sports. Those plays went 4 and 2 last Saturday for free, and I gave them out to everybody. So you get all the plays we're going to get for free. Obviously, you get all the football, all the college, NFL, preseason, futures, win total, all the stuff in football. You're also getting the baseball season for free, and if you sign up today at fatjacksports.com, I'm going to give you all of the March Madness winners for free. You're not going to pay for March
Wow.
Madness all the way through the NCAA finals. So go get it right now. This is not, didn't offer this last week. You listened to last week's show, you weren't offered this. You're not going to be offered this next week. So now is the time. FatJackSports.com. Sign up for football. I would encourage you, don't sign up for the hoops with the football. We have a package that gets you all of the football and the hoops through the 2020. That's actually wrong because you're good. It's still going to save you more money. Basically, signing up now and getting sports through next year's Super Bowl, you get all of the plays now essentially for free. So you're getting basketball, college basketball, NBA basketball. You're not paying for that versus waiting until football, which is what a lot of people do. They're like, they take a break. They don't play that much. They wait until August, until it gets to football season. They sign up for football and basketball through the Super Bowl. They're paying more than you will if you pay for that now, even if you're getting the combo package. And you're missing all the plays for all of March that's coming up, all of April, all of May, into June. All that you don't get because you haven't signed up. So if you sign up now, you're paying less money for all those plays through the Super Bowl, and you're getting all these plays. So whether it's you want to just try basketball for the next month or so in the tournaments, you get those for free when you sign up for football, or you want football and basketball, you're getting all the plays. So all those April, May, June plays are at no cost to you versus waiting until August to sign up. So FatJackSports.com. Sign up today and win this weekend. Brandon, what's going on in your world? Anything going on?
I mean, it's at this point of the year where I really kind of toned down the amount of plays. Once college basketball gets into March Madness, it really kind of slows down. That being said, basketball or baseball season's starting, so I feel like I'm in like a 3-week maybe little valley, and then baseball and hockey playoffs start going. And like you said, soccer's going great. World Cup's coming. It's mayhem, but at the same time, it's controlled mayhem. I actually have time to like do arts and crafts stuff, just to shut my brain off for a bit, doodle, paint, whatever.
Yeah, people think that just because you're in this world, in this business, that there's something that you're hammering something every day or every week.
Day, yeah,
and the reality is that a lot of guys will take off a day or two here and there. Most of the time you're into profits, unless you're just totally late to the game and then you hit a dip, which there are going to be dips all year long where we don't win every single day. It's in every single sport. It's impossible. We made over 150 games in soccer over the last 18 to almost 22 months or whatever it's been, almost 2 years. But lately, the last few weeks have not been great.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard for me to complain about that. And anybody that's been on soccer a long time, they don't care because you're up so much money in one sport that why would you complain? I mean, it's hard to complain about short-term results when you've been having long-term success. And the point of that is once you get in that rhythm, which I'm in a 30-year rhythm, but guys that are just been in a 1-year rhythm or a 9-month rhythm, sometimes they don't even watch them. I mean, they don't watch the games, and that's okay. So you're betting, you're building pride. It's like your stock market. Do you look at the stocks every single day? Some people do. When you have
that kind of is like a sickness, really. If you're looking at it every single day.
Yeah, some people do.
That's hard.
That's their thing. But some people don't. Some people, you buy a stock or you buy into some portfolio you have, and then you just let it go, and you don't. So that's what a lot of guys will do, and this is the time of year to do that. Now, coming up, that's going to be put on the side because we've got March Madness. I mean, it's already started for some. You get conference tournaments going all week. This weekend, you're wrapping those up. Selection Sunday is Sunday, and then starting next week, it's the opposite of that. So you're sitting at your desk, and you're like, okay, how am I doing? I mean, how are these things going?
Trying to find out how you can watch basketball games at your desk at work and not get caught.
Yeah, you need Winthrop and Duke. Trying to figure out where to find them on a Thursday, and you're like at 11 o'clock in the morning. You're like, oh my gosh, I better figure this out.
Where's High Point Siena?
Yeah, exactly. And this week we have tournament stuff, so things are really getting into it. And if you're going to be betting, you need to be winning. And I'll tell you guys, we will talk a little about this after the break, but I have dug a little deeper into Kalshi. Kalshi is alive and well. I'm in California right now. I've run my balance up to almost 10,000 with them now.
Mm.
And I some of the bets were in Oklahoma. Some of them were I was in Oklahoma. I was in California. So both those places. So people are betting. We talked about the numbers from the Super Bowl, 135 or 157 or whatever million that they had that the state of Nevada took on the Super Bowl. Kalshi did 440 million on the Super Bowl. So now, of course, that's not just one state. So it's really not a fair comparison, but it still kind of proves the point that they're here. And
Yeah,
they are
it's not an apples to apples comparison, like you said, but it definitely shows and it sort of stabilizes and certifies the movement that is these prediction markets. How much of a factor they're going to be for people going forward.
Kalshi's inventor is a female, and she is one of the richest people under 30 years old on the planet.
Can you imagine being under 30? Just I mean, I don't think I knew you in your 20s. I didn't know you in your 20s. That said, can you imagine being at that level prior to 30?
I was lucky I walked upright at that age. Now, my son and daughter-in-law were just named to the top 30 under 30 in the country by Forbes magazine.
Yeah.
So I do see that world. They are it's a different game. Their brains work differently. The things they do when they wake up in the morning, it's different. Sometimes they're speaking Spanish or French. I don't understand what they're saying because they're just speaking at a different level. So I see that a little bit. The only reason I can imagine it is I see them. But yeah, it's a different world for sure. But Kalshi's caught on, and people are betting on it. And if you're in one of those states, I mean, you have options. You don't have to go to Guido the Killer Pimp on the street corner. You have options to get an account, play these prediction markets, which are frankly the same thing. It's going to be interesting to see whether these states that are being infiltrated by these prediction markets, whether they kind of take the same approach they did with the prize picks and those other ones. And I don't know if you've seen this, Brandon, but being from a state that, I have most of the apps, not all the apps, but most of the apps, they are now pushing their prediction market apps. They all have the prediction market apps now. So like DraftKings, they're running spots for it. FanDuel, when you open up your FanDuel app, the first thing you see is, hey, download our prediction market app. So you'll basically be able to bet FanDuel wherever you are. I don't know if the money crosses over or not yet, but the point is everybody in America is able to bet at a week at a time of year when everybody wants to bet. So
this is one of the 3 to 4 weeks of the year where somebody's going to be putting money on games that they don't really know about, and they're taking advantage of it.
That's why you go to fatjacksports.com, build your balance now, start making money now. It's very simple. We haven't talked about this either. How you get the picks is very simple. You have a portal on the website. You get an email with the plays. You get a recommended betting guide that shows you exactly what to do with them. We tell you what to bet on every game as far as what your budget is, and then you basically just bet it and then go back to work or watch the games. And most of the time you're going to watch this month especially. We talked about what a profitable month March always is. This month you're going to watch your balance grow. So if you're going to open up these apps, don't open it up, go broke by Sunday, and have to decide whether to reload. If you're a $20 player, even $25 player, now is the time for you to sign up. Get the football at fatjacksports.com through the Super Bowl. Make one investment for the entire year through next Valentine's Day. So literally, Super Bowl's on the Valentine's Day of 2027. Make one investment, and then pick the amount based on the recommended betting guide we give you, and you're going to start making money. And you're going to build profit this week, next week, the next week. If you do it that way, just put $500 in your account or whatever. You have an account. If you get some sign-up bonuses, great. The prediction market ones really don't give you that. But if you're in a state that they give those, get the sign-up bonuses, that's great. And then just $25, $50 a game. And the reason you can do it so low now is because, like I said, if you wait until the fall, I'm going to tell you 50 minimum, 100's better if you can do it, follow us that way. But right now, by signing up, you're able to get such a great rate so much ahead of time, you're able to play less. So you can kind of limp into what you're betting per game to build your bankroll up between now and the fall, because you're not paying for the picks. They're basically free just for investing in a winning year. I mean, does that make sense, Brandon?
It absolutely does, and the bankroll management is something that I think we should probably touch on maybe this summer with some videos on social medias and YouTube and stuff like that. But just like if you're just playing football, what should your starting bankroll be? At a minimum, if you're doing football and basketball, if you're doing all these other sports, maybe that's something we do this summer to kind of maybe hammer down the customer education part of things. But it's a good time. It's really the best time ever to be a sports bettor in this country because you have so many options at your disposal. And what's crazy is you talked about DraftKings and FanDuel opening up their own prediction markets. They aren't active in states where they have legalized sports betting. So I can't use DraftKings prediction markets in Kentucky or Indiana or Illinois, anywhere I go or travel. But if I were to go to Oklahoma, if I were to go to Texas or California, I'd be able to use it. They've gotten very smart about this, and they're covering all their bases.
I'm going to download. I open my FanDuel app. It says introducing FanDuel Predicts.
Yep.
Basically,
if you're in California right now, you could probably use that right now with the balance that you have in your FanDuel sports betting account in Colorado or wherever you started.
We're going to find out because I have a balance, and it took 2 seconds to download it. So anyway, the point is you have lots of places to bet. If you're going to be betting, Dominican Republic at Israel. What is this?
By the way, have you had any updates on Puerto Rico?
I'm gonna. You know what? We're gonna talk about it because it's a real short segment. No, it's not even. I'm beating on a locked door right now. I think I've got people just ghosting me at Caesar's Palace and the Puerto Rican casinos with DraftKings and stuff. I'm not letting it go, and I told both of them on the message that I sent. I've now stopped just emailing and being formal about it. I have picked up the phone, called the people. Matter of fact, when this show's over, I'm going to call Puerto Rico again. And I've told them I'm not letting this go. I'm literally Kathy Bates from Misery. I'm not letting it go. I'm chaining you to the bed. We're going to eat breakfast. I'm going to break
somebody's ankle's getting broken.
Somebody's ankles are being broken. That's not letting it go. I've got nothing but time right now. And I'm going to be handicapping, and every time I handicap, I think about the gambling part of it, and then I think, all right, well, you could go to Nevada, you could go to Las Vegas for part of March Madness. Well, that then triggers Caesar's going to give
that you can't go to Caesar's Palace. We can get your Diamond Plus status, and
you can't get two free Red Bulls.
Vicious spiral.
It is. Now I'm in an unhealthy place. Is where I am. I'm in a dark place, and so now I'm over at the counter screaming at him. So I'm going to try to work something out, not only with Caesars and my Diamond Plus deal, but also Puerto Rico, who owes me $2,000, and I'm not forgetting that $2,000. So stay tuned for more on that. But not much of an update because they have circled the wagons and shut the door. Two totally different entities that are 100% wrong in their stance against me. That's not a good place to be. So fatjacksports.com. Get signed up today. Football gets you all of March Madness for free, and you will start making money. So as we head into the tournament, Brandon, who are the top couple of teams? And I'm not talking about long shots necessarily, but if gun to the head, if you had $100, you had to figure out who's going to win this thing. Who is it?
Iowa State. From a value standpoint, I think they take Arizona and Houston out of the equation because I think they are obviously the cream of the Big 12. Iowa State's a salty bunch, and from a value standpoint, they're one of only, I think, maybe 4 teams above probably 15-1 that have a shot to advance to the Final Four. That is a team that I'm kind of circling and saying, you know what, I'm gonna be paying a lot of attention to them in the coming weeks.
Yeah, so let's run down the national championship odds right now. Michigan's still right now a co-favorite with Duke. Arizona 5.5 to 1. I've talked about what I think about Arizona and basically anybody west of Kansas. I'm not going to bet any money on them to win the national championship until they do that. It's like picking a football 6A champion in the state of Oklahoma that is from the Metro.
From west of Bixby, yeah.
It's the stupidest thing you can possibly do ever. You show me your intelligence when you come tell me that Norman North is going to win the state championship in Oklahoma because it shows me you're either new to the state or you don't have any idea what you're talking about.
You don't know ball. Yeah.
You don't at all. It's not even about – it's just – I don't care who they get. It doesn't matter. You're not winning. Unfortunately, I hate it, but you're not winning. You want to win a state title in football in Oklahoma in 6A, you either move to the east side or you go down class It's one of those two because it just doesn't happen in my adult lifetime. So I'm not betting Arizona, even though they are 5.5 to 1. Florida, which is going to be my pick. I'm going to give you right now. And I'm not, we talked about what I think about tying up money. We're getting closer, and it's 6 to 1. It gets you a little bit of value, but not quite enough.
It's 5 weeks. Yeah.
5 weeks, 6 to 1. I don't love that unless you just really are just wanting to sweat. And I'm not looking for sweats. Like I said, I'm going to have Burnsmuth in soccer going on Saturday. I have some stupid soccer team. I got lots of sweats, or Aston Villa or some, these teams. By the way, Tottenham's going to get regulated, I guess.
You know what? So we
can't be a soccer show. We'll lose all 10 people that are listening will lose them. So it's got to be
60 seconds of soccer begins now. Over the summer, Jamie and I, with my friends Dave and Beth, we were in London. We went to Tottenham's opening game of the season. They played Burnley. That was the last time Tottenham won at home. So one of two things has to happen here. Either we're not going to be allowed to go to a Tottenham game ever again, or Tottenham needs to fly us in because it's obvious they can't win without us there.
I will tell you, Brandon, those fans, listen, this is just an add-on, so it's the same 60 seconds, but those fans are done. I don't know if you turn on the TV. I don't care about soccer at all. It was 3 to 1 at half or whatever. They left. The stadium was empty. At 3 to 1, of course, is like 35 to 7 at half of that.
That's a blowout in soccer.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to come back, but and they had shown no. But they've given up, and I feel bad. That's the only team I even know anything about because the NFL is there. So every time I go to the NFL games, I would
you're inundated in Tottenham lore.
Yeah, you go to Tottenham Stadium. It's basically, excuse me, I've compared it to. It's a lot like college football. It's a local neighborhood team. They actually do some very ingenious things. They turn the local church that's literally a block from the stadium into a beer garden for game. It's a private VIP beer garden to raise money for the church, which I think is people in Norman, Oklahoma should be doing this. How McFarland is not a VIP. McFarland Church is not a VIP members only drunk fest before game days. How is that not taking over the world? I thought it was an ingenious idea. They have a big gate up, a big thing. You can't go in there, but if you're a member, you go in, you get your pregame drinks. It's like a country club at the church, which is benefiting. So they're saving souls and saving lives, and people are getting lathered up before the Tottenham games. Now they're getting regulated. Nobody's going to win there. But
yeah, if they go down to the championship, that's going to be crazy because they play in a 70,000 seat stadium. I mean, that is basically like that stadium. And we're going over the 60 seconds of soccer here, but it's like the Cowboy Stadium. Like it is state of the art. It is probably the nicest stadium in the Premier League. They bring in billions of dollars, and now they're going to be playing in a JV league next season if they don't turn things around quickly.
All right, so people can wake up if you hate soccer. That's our soccer.
94 seconds of soccer.
But what you should have got from that is if you're running First Christian Church or McFarland, anything down on campus.
If you own an establishment near a sporting venue, what are you doing?
Yeah, how about Pumpkin Shell? How's Pumpkin? My kids went to kindergarten at this place called Pumpkin Shell that's in Norman. It used to be right down on campus. It was in a couple of houses they converted. Pumpkin Shell should be a VIP beer garden club the day of games. You could have the parents in there slinging Bud Light or whatever and make a lot of money for Pumpkin Shell. I think people are missing opportunity. I had a house down there. I should have turned it into a VIP club, honestly. You could have not strippers, but at least some, half.
All 6 Saturdays a year, you could have been, between parking, activities.
I'm down there just, getting the Kappa Phi Betas or whatever that are having their reunion tour at the house, want a pool lay by before the game. They're coming in, written up the Airbnb. I should have turned that thing into some type of club. So FatJackSports.com, sign up for football today. Get March Madness absolutely free. That deal runs this weekend. Of course, Sunday's Selection Sunday, and then we're into the first round of the tournament. All of these things will be yours for free from the day you sign up through the championship game coming up in early April. And then right now, if you sign up for that football, you're getting the baseball season, the entire baseball season, absolutely free. FatJackSports.com. So we have Michigan, Duke, Arizona, Florida. Then we go to Houston. that's moved up a little bit. Illinois now at 20-1, and these change daily. We've talked about these numbers, and they've adjusted pretty much weekly. From not only who's going to be number one, there was a set where Duke was recently, in the last couple of weeks, Duke was the favorite. Now Michigan's moved up to a co-favorite. Arizona clearly, at this point, I think the class of the Big 12. Houston struggled against Oklahoma State a week or so ago, but came back and won. You have a lot of these teams kind of limping in. And we talk about betting basketball leading up to the tournament. It's really a minefield. And we had a good little run there. Let's say the Saturday we went 3-1 a week or so ago to end the regular season Saturday. Those elite plays were 4-2. We're going to talk about the elite package after the break a little bit. But that's if you can make a little money to any money in late February, early March, you're setting yourself up for a great run through the spring. Because obviously conference tournaments into the first round and second round of March Madness, into the Sweet 16 week, those are very profitable weeks. And it's not just what we're doing in the tournament. You have these other little tournaments that, whatever they are. There's, 5 letters and a bunch of teams that didn't make the NCAA tournament. It's basically what they are. But there's lots of ways to make money in basketball. So you really just don't want to dig yourself any type of hole heading into March and into these tournaments. And we didn't do that. We actually had a pretty good little run. Not a lot of profit, but a little bit of profit in basketball over the latter. Since the Super Bowl through running into conference tournament, that's kind of one section. A year or so ago, we lost like 12 to 14 games during that time. That Super Bowl through conference tournaments, lost like, I think, 12 and a half games. More than made up for that and went deep into profit into the tournaments in March. But those type of holes are no fun to dig yourself out of when you're in, as you said, kind of led this segment into a time when you're not wanting to extend as much as you might during football season. You're kind of rebuilding your balance and just kind of building profit, watching fewer games, playing a little bit of golf, those type things. So really sets up well for this March that we had kind of a nice little run through the end of February into the first part of March. So FatJackSports.com, sign up today and win this weekend and all year long. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We will give predictions not only in who's going to win the national championship, as I think Brandon already did, Iowa State 25-1. I like Florida. We'll also talk about team most likely to be upset the first round or two of the tournament. Who's vulnerable at this time of year? Who might not you want to put deep into your bracket and try to take advantage of them getting upset? So we'll look at that and much, much more. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Fat Jack Sports Hour.
Before the ball is tipped or a shot is even taken, before the crowd explodes or history is made. If you're going to bet, have a game plan. Bet legally, set limits, and keep it fun. When gambling becomes a problem, visit responsibleplay.org to find help.
Hey guys, this is the Fat Jack. Are you finally ready to get a better plan betting the games this year? Let me help. Go to FatJackSports.com, where we understand that it's not the gambling she hates, it's the losing. FatJackSports.com.
Welcome back to the Fat Jack Sports Hour, and now here is our host. It's almost as if he can see into the future. He is the Fat Jack.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Fat Jack Sports Hour, segment number 2. Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I had that skill set. But what I do have a skill set of put people on the right side of the games more times than not. So we're able to overcome some bad beats, overcome some things that we weren't planning on, and win a lot more games than we lose, which is a skill set. And that is definitely something that I've been able to do over 30 years, and I can help you guys out there. If you're out there driving around, you're like, what is this guy? Well, let's find out. Go to FatJackSports.com. Quit driving around being a hater, drinking your haterade, and get signed. It's not that much money. If you bet, I had guys when I used to take phone calls, Brandon, that would call and say, I bet $500 a game, and I hadn't been winning, but I've heard you pretty good, but I don't know. If you're betting $500, what do you have to lose?
Right.
If you're losing on your own and betting $500 a game, football is it's $2,000. It's 4 games of profit. This is why I don't take calls anymore.
One of the many reasons why you don't take phone calls
One of the many.
anymore.
Because I love the guy who would call up, read me his gambling resume, acknowledge that he loses, and then want to be convinced. Don't bet any. Get the best rate right now at fatjacksports.com, and don't bet a dime. Just watch. Because you only have to make 4 games up the whole freaking football season between now and the 27 Super Bowl to make that investment a good thing for you, to where it doesn't cost you any money. At the very minimum, you're going to find out a lot. Oh, by the way, you're going to make a hell of a lot more than 4 games. You're going to make 50 to 70 games. But even if you're too stupid to do that, just get signed up and watch it, because it's only 4 games if you're actually a $500 player. This is why I can't take calls, Brand. I'm literally having PTSD to back when guys would call me about resume. If you're even you're a $100 player, sign up now. You're going to save about $700 versus waiting until August. And if you don't want to play March Madness, don't play it. Just watch it. Or if you're a $100 player, play $10. If I make you $200 over the next month, at $10 a game, that's $200 you didn't have. And you save $700 by signing up now versus waiting until August. So now you're up $900 versus waiting until, and that has nothing to do with baseball, which, oh, by the way, averages about 50 games of profit per year for free over the last 25 years. Not that, 20 years. Did we? No, we did not win a lot of money. We didn't make any money in baseball last year. That's 1 year. That baseball, and you're not paying for it. You're getting it free. So you don't get to complain. That's the only thing about that package. When you get stuff for free.
No, you don't get to, regardless of what package you get.
There's no complaining.
You don't get to complain.
It's sports gambling. I'm betting it myself. When you win, we win. When you lose, we lose. That's how it goes. So, and
don't email and be like, well, I lost blah blah blah. This, yeah, we did too.
No kidding.
We're betting the same games.
No, exactly. Can you imagine if you're out there driving around? Can you imagine sitting on this side of it? Whatever business you're in, if you're a stockbroker, it doesn't matter. If you're a doctor, and you accidentally remove somebody's kidney that was actually came in to have a heart transplant, and then right afterwards, the guy emails you and says, you took my kidney away. No kidding, I didn't mean to take your kidney away. You came in for a heart transplant. I took your kidney away. Everybody's upset about that. The office is bereft that you're down to 1 kidney now. I mean, come on, guys. When you lose, I lose. I know exactly. And by the way, what's more insulting about that? It's more insulting to the guy that lost his kidney who was supposed to lose his heart. But in my world, if you email and say, I lost $200, if you're a $25 game player, we had a guy last week that emailed about soccer.
Mm-hmm.
$25 a game. I lost $300. I think that's what he said. What's that? 9 games? 4, 8, 12 games. It's 12 games, right? 4, 8, 12.
300, yeah.
It's not even 12 because some of those were private. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If it's 300, it was 12 games. And by the way, this is over the last month or so. I had won 125 games leading up to that over the last 18 months. So therefore, you've already taken me out of the put myself in your shoes position. But more importantly, go ahead.
Need to add a 0 to the dollar amounts. At least a 0.
That's the problem. Is it more than the I lost $300? He's talking to somebody that lost $10,000 on soccer. It's down $10,000, which I am at this point. I've raised my bet so much because the problem is he did not win the 125 games over the last 18 months. And I didn't start betting a ton of money on soccer. I was like everybody else. I'm like, what are these guys?
Kind of limped into it, sure.
These jokers. And so who gives a crap? What is a Bournemouth? That's not even – sounds like something I'd slide down on a sled or something after it snows. But
wait till next year when we have hockey. Like, who knows?
Yeah, exactly. You just so I limped into it, but now I'm up so much money that I'm betting more money. So you lose $300, I'm losing $10,000, and you want to complain about $300, and you missed out on the 125. That's nothing. Please don't do that. And I didn't see it. I went in. I was bored on Saturday. I went in just to see. We won a bunch of money on Saturday. We have 4-2 with the elite package to a 3-1.
3-1.
and this is leading into the conference tournament week or whatever. But anyway, that week I'd gone in and just looked to see what people were complaining about, because there's always kind of a highlight reel. And there wasn't much, but it was soccer. That's the only reason I stopped on that. But the point is, get the picks long term. You're not gonna be as inclined to reach out and say those things, because you're building profit with us and you're getting the best rate to do so. FatJackSports.com. Sign up today and win this weekend. Let's talk about who has the best chance over the next couple weeks, Brad. Who's not going to make the Sweet 16? That is predicted to make the Sweet 16, that you'd be like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. They probably should. Who's a team that you think might be a little bit vulnerable here over the next couple weeks?
Team that I think is kind of overvalued is Nebraska. Them, along with somebody like Purdue. Nebraska is let's face it, they're a volleyball school now. So the fact that their basketball team is 25-4 or whatever, it's a good story, but I don't see them making it to the deep into the second weekend. Purdue kind of along the same lines. This is the worst Purdue team that they've had in maybe 6 years. There's too much talent ahead of them to be able to make the Sweet 16.
So I mean, way to step out on a limb, by the way. These teams leading into the conference tournaments and into they're 40-1, 50-1, 60-1 to win it all. So,
but I mean, to make the Sweet 16.
Yeah, they're less than that for sure. I mean, we could pull those numbers up. There's a bunch of teams that we're not going to be really surprised if they're not around as the last 16 games. I mean, and besides the Arizona, which would be my poster child, that I think they lose before they're supposed to. Although we've had Pac-12 or West Coast teams that have made their way into that weekend and been relevant, they just don't make it all the way. So there's a chance that they're going to get the right draw on Sunday and all that kind of stuff to be able to get there. But I think a lot of these teams are vulnerable, all the way from Houston to Arizona, that aren't they're not as good defensively. We talk about worst version of that team. Purdue, you're absolutely right. One of the worst Purdue type teams we've seen in recent history. I would throw Houston into that exact mix. UConn is that way. They lose the week heading into the conference tournament to a team that they in the past would have rolled it up on. Mike could have got the game at overtime, didn't though. So a lot of those type teams, Arkansas is in that mix. Gonzaga's down a little bit lower. Kansas, obviously. Those are teams we're used to seeing Sweet 16 weekend, that they are more vulnerable. Going into the conference tournaments and into the big tournament, 40, 50-1. Those are big numbers on a Kansas Jayhawk team or Tennessee, Kentucky,
North Carolina.
Yeah, those type teams, they are uphill to make the Sweet 16. You wonder which of those teams will be able to turn it on. Tom Izzo's teams, they're 50-1 also, and
they're eighth in the country in the polls.
Yeah,
so they're likely a 2 seed.
And that's the thing. I think people just can't get over the fact that guy has the secret sauce. And I like him or
in
not.
March.
Yeah, that's
in
what
March.
that's what I'm talking. And you get in the tournament, he knows how to get his team to the next round. I hate betting on Tom Izzo teams, even when they're pretty good. They'll score a bunch when they turn their opponent over a lot. They'll be low scoring, so you can't predict the totals. They don't shoot it particularly well, really, ever. He does not get guys that just light it up. They just grind on you. They're like Houston, kind of that same mold, that they don't necessarily have to shoot it well to win games. They turn up the defense when they need to. He's really hard to predict from a gambling standpoint. But, I mean, to your point, I mean, they're 50-1 going in the conference tournaments. They're going to be a little less than that once we get in the tournament. But they are going to be a 2 seed or so.
So 2 or at worst a 3 seed at 50-1 is hard to kind of ignore.
Unless they lay an egg here in the conference tournament and heading into things, they're going to probably win a couple of games. So they're a team at 50-1 or so you could get into now. Or even 30-1, and feel okay hedging that once they won a couple of games. You are gambling a little bit, but it's less of a gamble because you've got a coach that proves that he's going to get more out of his talent than he should. And it goes to the players too, Brandon. You get these players on these teams like this, they expect to win. And they don't know how they're going to get it done. They know what their record is. They know that they're losing to Michigan. They're losing to some of the teams that they shouldn't be losing to this year. But they also know from a coaching standpoint, they're going to know they have the best coach in the game for this moment against just about anybody that they play, and there's value in that. So,
I would trust Michigan State blindly more than I would trust a team like Kansas, just because the only consistent that you can point to in college basketball, especially in the tournaments, is the coaching. Tom Izzo finds a way in March. Bill Self often it's either championship or second round exit.
And Kansas seems like a team ready to implode anyway, right? I mean,
They've been that way really for like 3 years
their
now.
Stars are young this year. They've got the freshman kid who's a really good player, but kind of a diva. Is he sick? He's not sick. He's playing. He's not playing. He's clearly prepared for bigger days
for the next level. Yeah, he's ready for load management next season when he's playing for Atlanta.
Yeah, or somebody like that. It's be interesting who takes, because I do think that you can cost yourself a lot of money by the way you conduct yourself now. I mean,
sure,
players don't realize that everybody talks. Coaches talk to other people. I mean, he's hurting himself by the way he's kind of handled things. But they're a team that if they early exit from the tournament, you're going to be like, yeah, that kind of checks out. There's no heart. Yep. There's no. It's one of the things I hate about college basketball right now, and college sports in general, is there is very, very little to no loyalty amongst the better players. I mean, so nobody's going to Kansas to play basketball because they love Kansas. They watch their dad.
They're not. And to a lesser extent in basketball than it is in football, you're not going to play for that coach. Like you're just, it's a stepping stone on the way to bigger and better things.
That's not always the case, but more times than not it is. That's one thing I always admired about Trae Young. Trae Young could have gone, and Ray his dad did an incredible job of maneuvering him all the way from, literally, I watched it from grade school to middle school to high school to AAU teams, to watch him kind of, play chess with Trae going up the line, which, by the way, his younger brother might be better. His younger brother plays for Heritage Hall right now. He's a freshman. He's dominating everybody. They're going to the state tournament, and at that level, he's just a man among boys. But anyway, I was always impressed by the way Ray kind of handled Trae. And then they get to college, and he had offers from everybody. I mean,
everywhere.
You go to Norman North game, and there would be Bill Self at all the games. Literally, Self was at all the games the senior year, and North Carolina and Krzyzewski. All these coaches are showing up in Norman to watch Trae play. And he says, no, we're gonna actually go to OU. And a little bit of that it was the best spot. He knew that he would thrive early. He's going to be in a good situation with Lon Kruger. Mm-hmm. But also there was some loyalty there. I mean, they were OU fans. I mean, Texas Tech would have been more loyal, I guess. That's where Ray Young went. By the way, Trae Young plays for Washington, played for Atlanta, if you're playing catch-up out there with who I'm talking about. But anyway, I always liked the fact that they did apply that loyalty element. It's going to be interesting to see where the younger kid goes, because OU's in such a crap show right now. Yeah, basketball.
Shambles.
Although playing better now recently. Beat Texas in the regular season, beat LSU. Winning some games late. You never know. Team gets hot. I don't know if they get in the tournament or not. I should look. So anyway, but now it's all about what's next in both those sports. So you're interested. A team like Kansas goes out early. I don't think anyone's going to be super surprised. But Michigan State, you talk about culture and things. They seem to be the type of team that people do go buy into Tom Izzo. They buy into that staff. They buy into that program. They want to be that kind of hated team once it gets into March. And so a flyer on them, not a bad idea. Other teams maybe with an early exit that are a little bit higher. Illinois, been good, really good at times. Also
need the three ball for them to win, though.
They do, and that in March is not a great formula.
Not a given.
Yeah, it's not a given. You're not going to hit it every game, and you better hit the offensive boards. And you're not playing some of the lower ranked teams in the Big Ten to get those boards. You're playing Florida that has big dudes inside that you're one and done against them most of the time. You're playing Arizona. You're playing Duke that crashes the board and also has stars that can defend on the perimeter. So I think it's going to be an interesting tournament for sure, but it's more wide open than normal. I think Duke should absolutely be the favorite. They have stars. They top to bottom have lots of players that believe and are incredible gamers, and most teams are not that. They've got one or two stars right now, and they've got a support player. So Duke, top to bottom, the most balanced for me. But Florida's going to be my team. I always like a team. People who listen to the show know I like a team that doesn't have to shoot it well every day to win, and that's what Florida is. They're a team that they pound it inside. They got a couple of big dudes that create huge mismatches for a lot of people. They take away that inside game for your offense, and you better shoot it well, because if you don't, they're going to most likely out-rebound you on the defensive boards for them, offensive boards for you. So Florida at 6-1 or so is going to be my pick as we head into these couple of weeks of the tournament. FatJackSports.com, if you want all the plays for the entire tournament that we're going to release, you get them for free when you sign up now for the football season. So go to fatjacksports.com, get the football package through the Super Bowl, and you're going to immediately see the basketball picks coming through. You're going to see the baseball season coming through for free. You're not going to pay for that. This is easily a $1,500 value. It's more than that. It's actually over $2,000 versus waiting, because the baseball season alone is $1,000. The basketball between now and the end of March Madness is, depending on when you're hearing this, somewhere between $450 and $400. You're getting that for free. And then you're getting about a $700 savings on the football season versus waiting until August. So you're saving $700, $400, and $1,000. So that's $2,100 worth of savings just for investing in a winning football season now versus waiting until the fall. So fatjacksports.com, sign up today.
If you're a $100 player, that's 21 units of profit in your pocket.
You're already up $2,100 versus waiting until August. We're going to be the most busy that we will all year long, the third or fourth week of August into the first week of September. That's when I'm the most busy. That's when everybody decides, hey, I guess it's time to sign up and try to win and win. I mean, do it now. If you're listening to this show, let that be a sign to you that now's the time to save that $2K. Not to mention the money you're going to make over the fall, over the summer and the spring. You're paying less and you're getting a lot more for it. How are we doing on time?
We need to get into a break.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come right back. We'll turn to the NBA. Let's talk about the NBA a little bit. We'll check the latest odds with them, get you a free win or two going into this weekend's games, and much, much more.
It's not the gambling she hates, it's the losing. Don't be a loser. Stick around and find out who is winning this weekend. More of the Fat Jack Sports Hour when we return.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Let the madness begin. I have an incredible deal for you if you want to win this football season. Go to fatjacksports.com. Sign up for the football season through the 2027 Super Bowl, and I'm going to give you all of March Madness's winners for free. You're getting the baskets absolutely free through the end of March Madness when you invest in a winning football season right now. Fatjacksports.com. The madness is here. It's time to plan ahead. Win money this year betting the games against the spread.
Welcome back to the Fat Jack Sports Hour, and for the final time this week, here is our host leading us into March Profit. He is the Fat Jack.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Fat Jack Sports Hour, segment number 3, getting you into the weekend. Huge weekend it is, of course, with all the basketball. College basketball takes center stage over the next few weeks. Great time to get signed up. Those plays are free. You can get just the March Madness and the NBA between now and the end of the tournament. It costs around $400, depending on when you're hearing this show. It's between $450 and $399 or so. But you get those for free when you invest in a winning football season when you sign up today. So fatjacksports.com. Sign up for the football. You're going to get the hoops for free through the end of March Madness. It's a special deal that I'm running just this year for this time. Let's turn to the NBA a little bit, Brandon, before we get out of here for the weekend. We talked about a couple of trends over the last couple of weeks that have continued to be ridden. That is Detroit as an underdog in the NBA. Very, very good against the spread, over 90% cover rate. They're not an underdog much anymore, but when they are over the last 15, 16 games, a 90% cover rate. The other one has been Cleveland as a double-digit favorite. Also, you bet against them. Their opponent has been about a 90% cover rate against the spread. That's continued over the last couple of weeks since I showed everybody that stat. So if you're out there and you're betting on your own, it's NBA. We talk about who's going to win the championship, but I think not a lot's moved since the last time we talked. But there are a few of these things that you can take with you that'll build you a little bit of profit. So you've got Detroit as an underdog. When you see them, they're an auto bet right now. Cleveland, when they're a double-digit favorite, you bet against them as an auto bet. The other one are the Los Angeles Lakers as an underdog. So the Lakers as an underdog over the last 12 games, 0-12 straight up, 0-12 against the spread.
Wow. That is not good.
Not good. These are the things that when you guys are all out there and you're working, you're doing your thing, you're driving the big rig, you're putting in I'm figuring out these little subsets that we can really, they're symptoms of a bigger problem right now. Because that's what people have. So how do you, tell me how to do it, Jack? How do you, it's different. It just depends on the time of year. It depends on the sport. There's so many things that go into it. And sometimes you don't know you've got a good angle until you have a good angle.
Yeah. And sometimes you not only is it the trick to find the angle, It's to know when the angle is going to
It's
stop, because you can't keep banging the same drum, because that damn drum moves.
It does. And so you've got to know when. So if the Lakers cover 2 in a row as an underdog, is a streak over, or do we look at 2-12 and we ride it out? Those type things, it just depends. And that'll be about watching. You'll see the game. Was this created by load management against better teams that weren't resting their stars?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it more injuries, or was it more? Is it a bigger symptom of a bigger problem, or is it just this subset of the year when we were able to take advantage of that and make 4 or 5 units? So those type things are 30 plus years of experience that I'm able to apply and then pass along to the clients that sign up at fatjacksports.com. So, but those are the 3 right now. We're still kind of looking at it. If you're going to just blindly bet, if you're on Kalshi or whoever you're with, and you're going to bet, which I do this some, I'm driving around, whatever. Those are 3 of those auto bets that I'll look at. So Lakers is a dog bet against. Cleveland is a double-digit favorite bet against. Detroit is a dog bet on. Those are your 3 NBA angles for this week until further notice. Brandon, any final thoughts?
The NBA season is getting very interesting, and the playoff races are going to be wild. I mean, everyone's obviously focused on the East. With the return of Jason Tatum to the lineup for the Celtics, they're going to catch Detroit probably by the end of March. I have no doubts. The Knicks are just kind of hanging around. Cleveland is surging, but the bottom half of that bracket is going to get wild, especially once it gets into like the play-in ranges. Atlanta, after trading Trae Young, Charlotte, Milwaukee, Chicago. All those teams are only separated by about 6 games with probably 20 something to go. It's going to get dicey for some of those teams down the stretch. Might be some opportunities to maybe take a stab on one of these teams to hedge out of them against the playoffs. There's some big time values in there.
And any of those teams getting hot can win a series against most of the bigs in the East. Now, the West is a different animal, and we'll talk about that more over the next week or so as we kind of wrap up college basketball and head into the draft and everything else. But the West is a different animal. But the East, as you're looking for those teams that are going to come out of the East, you could take – it's a vulnerable conference. You've got some teams at the top that are not a given against some of these Charlottes of the world that are getting hot at the right time. So much, much more coming over the next few weeks, the Fat Jack Sports Hour. Guys, have a great week. Don't drink and drive. Wager responsibly. This is when a lot of people get in some trouble with these big tournaments and weekday betting, and your productivity at work is obviously going to go down. That's going to be okay, but let's not lose a lot of money on top of that. Get signed up today and enjoy your week and enjoy these tournaments. Until next week, for Brandon the Fat Jack, this has been the Fat Jack Sports Hour.
You've been listening to the Fat Jack Sports Hour. The easiest way to win this season is to go to fatjacksports.com, find the package that's right for you, and get ready to win with the Fat Jack.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack. Let the madness begin. I have an incredible deal for you. If you want to win this football season, go to fatjacksports.com. Sign up for the football season through the 2027 Super Bowl, and I'm going to give you all of March Madness's winners for free. You're getting the baskets absolutely free through the end of March Madness when you invest in a winning football season right now. Fatjacksports.com. The madness is here. It's time to plan ahead. Win money this year betting the games against the spread.